This reading is for Missy from Guardian Angel Oracle. The first one is saying surrender. Remain positive about the future of this planet, for all is part of humanity's evolutions. There is a divine order to all the chaos which you perceive in this world. Nothing will ever truly change until the humans learn to love and accept all as it is. Lovingly surrender your judgments and expectation, and your life will magically transform. This card is trust. You are looking at a situation from a purely physical perspective, and therefore you cannot see the bigger picture and the blessing interwoven within this event. We, your angels, urge you to trust, for all will work out in the best way possible. Let go of your fear and apprehension, and allow God's healing energy to flow to you. Trust, for all will heal in ways you never thought possible. And this is the last card for you. Star. Believe in yourself. You are a wonder of creation. Wash away all fear and discover you are a shining star. Allow all around you to just be. Let go of trying to control life, for the light of your soul will guide you always towards love. Remember, stars are born through explosion of love. Love illuminates all things. Never forget you are truly a shining star. And this is the end of your reading, Missy. May you find light from your spiritual guardian. One card reading for Leslie using the Time Traveler. This is the Hanging Garden of Babylon. Abundance. Let's talk about this garden holds abundant variety of flowering plants, flying trees, and leafy shrubs. I feel like this garden is resembled to your inner world. What are you holding inside, Leslie? Is this really from the nature, or is this from the artificial things or superficial things? You have to ask yourself what you are nurturing. How do you go about nurturing it? And this is the end of your reading. May you find light from your spiritual guardian. One card reading for Mmayen. Guide to use the Twin Flame Ascension deck for you. This is the Acknowledge, Take Responsibility card. But let me see the guidebook, what it has in store for you. Page 26. You're being called to rise above limitations that you put on yourself because you're too focused on your outside world. And you have no clue how they are affecting, influencing you on the inside. That's why it is so important that you focus on your inside to live this lifetime. Otherwise, all these limitations are going to create more inner turmoils for you. And I feel like they already have. And you should know that. You should be able to tell the difference between the positivity and negativities. But are you still blaming on the situation and people's? That's what I'm getting. And this is the end of your readings. May you acknowledge this reading from your spiritual guardian. Card reading for Christina using Guardian Angel card here. trust. You are looking at a situation from a purely physical perspective, and therefore you cannot see the bigger picture and the blessings interwoven within your life events. Your guardian angel urges you to trust, for all will work out in the best way possible. Let go of your fears and apprehensions and allow God's healing energy to flow to you. Trust, for all will heal in ways you never thought possible. And God, to end here, may you find life from your spiritual guardian. Card reading for faith from Whisper of Love. Card 11 here. This number 11, I'm just picking up, is your spiritual number, faith, right now. Look to your inner strength. You are stronger than you realize. Are you digging inside yourself to find that strength in you? This strength is coming from your light, your sea of light. Are you even aware of that, who you truly are at that soul levels? Have you forgotten about your soul all this time? How are you empowering yourself to get to know the true you, the natural state of you? But I'm sensing stress and fear as well, the way you're living, or trying to figure out about your physical life form, the challenges that you're getting throughout this life journey, but you're still you're still disconnecting your spirit self. Why is that? Is it because the physical life is too attractive, too distracting as well? Or are you getting the wrong idea about being a human being, the purpose of it in this lifetime? Is your focus is too dominating for you not to integrate the other aspect of your life? And then there's an old patterns picking up through this card as well that you're stuck in, wanting to control the outcome. So therefore you're stuck in this habitual patterns, the feeling that drive you wanting to control the outcomes. This is indeed a delicate matter to you, faith, for you, not to you. You haven't given enough thoughts about that to have insight of what's going on in your life. And this is the end of your reading. May you find strength in this so that you can do more self-reflections. One card reading for Kyla using the Path of Light Oracle. Number 12, Wise Actions. Engagement in life. Not to be inactive and indifferent. You have to do the work to contribute, whatever that is, throughout your life encounters. So you have to be in this moment to explore wherever that is, right, in front of you. Are you acting wisely with that? That's the question. How are you integrating your body, mind, heart, and soul to be oneness? You're still restricting that to connect, to integrate. to be this oneness. Nothing needs to be perfect. So it's time to let go this inner struggle that you have, Kyla. Anything else I need to say about this? There is a laziness energy that I'm picking up through this card. There's a lack of motivation as well in this energy when it comes to making that wise decision or taking that wise actions. Perhaps you're stuck in some form of codependency and not realizing that you need to work on releasing. This is the end of the reading. May you find light from your spiritual guardian. Card reading for Electa. It is the Dreams and Incarnation Oracle Abandonment. Fear of being left behind or left alone. This is some sort of a trauma that you might be having since childhood, from past life as well. And I feel like this karmic energy is reoccurring in this lifetime for you. You feel like something or someone has moved on and causing you to feel like lonely. And that is the sign here, this karma. Only you can resolve it. Electa, are you still codependent on somebody to live your life? Love shouldn't need to be this way. Loving yourself should not be this way. And I feel like you know that. So you have to dive into this codependence that you're having on the outside to live your life. Even though, you're in a physical life form, remember you have a spirit self too, When you leave this vessel in this current lifetime, your soul's going to travel to a different dimension, different world, the spiritual side of it. Why not take advantage of this lifetime and take care of your spiritual side before you go, right? And I feel like this is a great soul lesson for you to learn what self-love is about. This is the end of your reading. May you find light from your spiritual guardian. I'm using Not Me, Love Me Not. First card that I'm totally in love with you. Both parties feels the same way in this regard. So there's some spark, so-called chemistry, and I'm seeing compatibility between you two as well. So it seems like good conversation sometimes. Sometimes there's also conflicts. Our fears. That's why there's a conflict. That could lead to arguments sometimes because of demanding something out of the other parties. Why do I feel like tears? Someone is crying in the past. Past life as well. This is some sort of past life karmic situation. In this relationship. For some reason, there's a tears. pain going on. It's not saying who. Past life again. This is a very strong past life karma. DeeDee with George. This is not the first lifetime that's happening. It feels like your current situation, your romantic relationships, it's reoccurring in this lifetime. Like I'm reading two timelines here at the same time, DeeDee. Tears again. Someone is getting hurt. Who? Am I allowed to channel who? Someone else? The third party. Who is the third party here? That is the confusion here. Even though DeeDee and George think they are the third party. But technically, from the spiritual standpoint, you two are not. I'm not talking about the physical perspective of who's legally married or who's the official boyfriend and girlfriend in that regard. But at the soul level, DeeDee and George, like I said from the beginning, you two are completely in love with each other. It's quite compatible. You two are on twin flame journeys. That's the affirmation. That's why it is so special between you two souls. That's why it is not classified as third party from a spiritual standpoint. These karmic situations haven't been resolved. Am I allowed to go to the next card here? Why there's so much to channel here? What it is about this love. It is about learning unconditional love, DeeDee and George. It's challenges. Yeah, challenges. This is just relationship? No. It's beyond the relationship mess. Like you mentioned it. It's messy, right? The relationships are messy if it's involved fourth party, so that's really not third party, right? If George have another party and DeeDee you have another party, then we're dealing with fourth parties here. So you're not involved with anyone. You're single, right, DeeDee? Okay. Oh, your guardian said it used to be four parties, so now it's three parties. So you have to learn unconditional love in this twin flame journey with George. That's what I'm sensing. You have to understand darkness in love never works. You both need to understand I'm not only speaking on you, but also with George as well. This is about learning about the negative emotion you both are having in this karmic relationship. Once you understand that even the word tired, DeeDee, what does that really translate into that negative emotion? You need to dive deeper into your inner world to feel what is that true negative feelings that this relationship, this triangle relationship is triggering you to feel. Once you get that, let's release that negative feelings immediately, DeeDee. Don't hold on to that. Like I said, this twin flame journey, it's about learning unconditional love. It is about igniting this soul love first, so that way you can speak this loving energy to your twin flame. And that's okay. if you're still getting stuck in this physical life form. But remember, you and him have already traveled through lifetime after lifetime. You already have a past life story together, regardless of how that turned out, right? But why not make the best of it in this current lifetime to understand love is beyond the physical form of love. Love soon contains negative emotions. What it is that you're still trying to possess here? The body? But you already know spiritually, the love is already bonded. So what else are you still trying to possess here? You know, possessive feeling is not a good feeling. It drives you to go downward, to encourage more negative feeling for yourself, to rob your own self-love, not to love yourself, so you can start in unhappiness. Look again, it's tied to your expectations, cause you to demand certain conditions. Conditioning is never come from love. Conditioning because you're going dark about this twin flame journey. Do you want to go down to this negative path to encourage the same unresolved karma like in your past life? So there is a fine line to make in this regarding these decisions, okay? You don't have awareness, and that's not a good thing about your negative feelings. It is about pulling out your negative feelings. DeeDee, you're only scratching things from the surface. This reading is diving you so deep to your core. It's not just a basic, oh, how does each other feel? This is nothing. Everybody asks, how does this person feel about me? But they don't question how they love each other in darkness. Darkness causes people to separate. Darkness causes people to suffer in pain. They don't look at their heart matters. They don't look at the past life, how their soul carry unresolved karma, so-called negative emotion, into this current lifetime. If you're not willing to take this twin flame journey to ignite your unconditional love, DeeDee, you're going to stuck in this repeating pattern over and over in this type of relationship. Remember, from the law of attraction, light attract light. Your negativity attract negativities. Are you reflecting on your attitude? Are you reflecting on your judgment? I'm moving on to the next card here. I'm open to exploring things with you, but I cannot make any promises. Sure, it's uncommitted, but exploring things, that's always a risk of a lot of things. He has to work on it. You have to work on it. You both have different type of insecurities, feelings. And that's not come from unconditional love. You both have some dark side in each one of them when it comes to insecurity that needs to let go. Without letting that insecurity go, that's another conditioning in love. And that's not a good feeling to have. It is about focusing on your inside to release that negative feeling caused by the insecurity, what it is you're afraid of, what it is that George is afraid of. Let's look into your own heart to release that feelings instead of continuing to let situation on the outside to trigger that negative emotion. Why not dive within there to release that negative emotion yourself? So you're not continuously to codependent of life situations to trigger you the negative emotions. You know, practicing negative emotion is a choice. You can choose not to. Same with George. He can choose not to. And that's what igniting unconditional love is all about. So you guys don't have to keep practicing darkness with each others or with other people outside this you and him. So I hope that makes sense. Negative emotions are not a permanent things. Remember that. Third card, if you really knew me, you would know that we are not right together. Which side of it? DeeDee feels deep in your heart. That's how you feel toward this relationship with George. You're being triggered by all these situational problems to cause you feel we are incompatible, even though the soul level is saying yes. You two are twin flame. It is one of the highest compatibilities. You cannot ask from a soulmate. You guys are not soulmate. In fact, you guys are twin flame pair. There's only pair like that out of this universe. It's worth cherishing. But the darkness are quite strong. You both are holding on to get stuck in that situations, unable to see the greater picture, the greater purpose of being a twin flame. And let me charge my cell phone before I lose my powers here. So judgment does get in the way of seeing incompatibility in this lifetime. Because it's too external the way you judge. You're judging based on past situations, unable to see the truth of the matters, of what George needs to heal and what you need to heal in order to understand what love is all about. So let go of the need to possess. Why not explore freely and still draw healthy boundaries? I'm not saying you need to go give yourself openly, DeeDee. Sure, you can draw healthy boundaries. Intimacy does not have to be defined in a physical way. It can be done at the soul levels. This is about unconditional love again. That's how unconditional love works. If you allow the physical situation to define this twin flame love, you are conditioning this relationship. So in the process, you both need to learn to ignite the self-love without conditioning. The more you both are able to do that, the more beautiful this energy will be nurturing inside of you. Same for him, right? You cannot help George. DeeDee. You can only work for your own self because your soul belongs to you. His soul belongs to him. You cannot fix his problem. The same goes with him. He cannot fix your problem too. We have to take our own responsibility of our inner world, how Each one of you are creating your own feelings. And remember, you can't alchemize your feeling. You can do proper soul transformation to release those negativities. So you don't have to get stuck repeating the same old karmic patterns in this, and you already know what that is. And this is the last card. I'm not looking for anything real right now. The inauthentic versions. So this journey is also about discovering who you are. Who is DeeDee and who is George? Well, let's not look at from DeeDee points of view of who is George. Same vice versa with George. This journey is about how you're being triggered by each other in the situation to understand who is DeeDee right now and who is George right now. It is not about DeeDee thinks of what George is or George thinks of what DeeDee is. DeeDee thinks, what does DeeDee thinks of DeeDee? What does George think of George? And that's what this self-discovery is, so you guys don't have to start in this inauthentic version of yourself. So you both have to slowly take off the mask. The one that you guys tend to hide through your ego, tend to hide through your negative emotions. Is there anything else I need to elaborate here in this relationship readings? Third party. George. This lifetime? Past life? George past life? DeeDee past life? What is about the past life? Their past life? They were husband and wife? Let me channel a little bit. It's too confusing about too many parties. Past life dark parties. They both were in the same situation as this current lifetime. Oh, this is just repeating relationship. You both have an official relationship with someone in the past life. Somehow you and him met and spot and create this third party relationship in the past life. So this is like a reoccurring situations. It's not the first lifetime this is happening. Is there anything else you want me to emphasize here? No. So this is up to you, DeeDee, and also up to George himself to resolve within your own self. It is not trying to resolve the other individuals. I think you both stuck in the past life to, it didn't have a good outcome. Arguments, eventually. Am I allowed to say that? Someone died? Someone killed somebody? And that's what happened. It got so brutal. It got so physical. And that's led to the accident was non-intentional because of the anger. Blinded somebody. Blinded DeeDee? Who's doing to who? DeeDee's doing it to George. In the past life. Started the arguments. Who started the argument? DeeDee did. So both got angry. Who did what? Who did the killing? DeeDee did? George did? They both did? Wait a minute. They both kill each other at the end? Phew. So they died together at the end? Wait a minute. They decide to do that at the end. Oh, it wasn't doing that because out of anger. That's very confusing. That's a missing piece of the story. It's not when to tell me, your guardian. Something led to you both to decide, hey, ending our life together was the only way out in the past life. Because of some sort of societal conformity won't allow you two to be together. Phew. Okay. So is it really that? So I don't know what methods, but you both died together in one of the past life. And there's a lot of pain, tears, like hoping maybe you both can have a beautiful lifetime in heaven. When that decision came about, that's why I keep saying tear and pain from the beginning of the reading for you both. It was both of you were feeling so much, so deep into your heart and soul. There's so much significant impact. I feel like your guardian is saying that don't let this repeat in this current lifetime. You can love spiritually, love unconditionally, love yourself first. It isn't about codependent on George to love yourself, and I hope George understands too, not to go codependent on you to love himself. If this is gonna be a continue, it's never ending comic situation. DeeDee and George, I hope you both understand about Twin Fam. You can love each other spiritually. You know, this soul bonding never is gonna stop because Twin Fam love is real. Twin Fam love is about unconditional love without the physical form of life. That spiritual love is always there, is always connect. You cannot untie this cord, you cannot cut this cord. It is the nature, birth, your soul together this way. I hope you understand. It is about embracing this natural love. You cannot ask for it. So don't judge the life situations, okay? It's about learning about the darkness you have and about the same thing with him so you can release it. So you can continue to learn what unconditional love is about within you. And I hope George will eventually understand too. Please don't judge him, and same for George not to judge you, okay? And don't judge yourself. Same go with him. But learn the soul lessons here. There's so much into this. And I hope you both will find, love, this unconditional love by opening your heart and soul to receive compassion, to receive forgiveness. And I feel like the forgiveness of other parties in your social circles, that is the greatest universal love of all. When you can have compassion and forgiveness, okay? So that way you can love yourself more. And I'm glad to end it here. May you find light from your spiritual guardian. One card reading for Brianna. I'm glad to use the Sacred Geometry Activation Oracle. The frequency of the root chakra stimulates passion and supports through your senses. And this is beyond the physical body when it comes to supports. Another terminology is grounding. If you have a lot of grounding, you don't have this inner turmoils or inner chaos, and you feel inner peace because you have a deeper understanding, not to have so much emotional reactions toward the external self, wherever that's going on with your environment through your day-to-day interactions, Brianna. So if you haven't catched the way how you approach life through interactions, wherever you're encountering every day, even at home, your environment stimulate you to have these emotions toward that environment. And you should able to tell that, Brianna. That's just the more basic way you encounter in your home every day. I'm not even talking about outside. Outside maybe even more stimulation, right? When you go about your day. So the more you rely on your external self, the more you're gonna get sucked into your external self, and then you're gonna lose your internal self because you allow your external self to control your everything. Your soul, your heart, your mind, your body, you allow that to control you. So therefore you lose this support, this grounding in you. You don't have that. It makes you so volatile, makes you so easily manipulated through that external side of you. So I hope you see why you need that inner support in you when you're more connected with your soul, heart, and mind, and your body all together, when it's all synced together. When you have that inner peace, you can tap into your higher self to see what it is that is guiding you for your life direction. So I hope that makes sense. You want me to say, yeah, there's so many forms of grounding, right? People do with chakra meditation on YouTube. People might use some singing bowl to help them to ground, like a real singing bowl you can get. I mean, it's variation, right? Sometimes people do yoga pose to be still, to be silent, not to think, not to desire, not to manifest. I mean, that's the goal of this grounding. So you can have this inner peace, so you can connect with your higher self and see what this inner voice is trying to tell you from above. So it is not to make sure there's no expectation, no desire, no manifestation during this grounding, okay? It is important that you feel like you need to burn sage to help you with a meditation, form of meditation you're doing. Just make sure you burn sage so you're not attracting negativities. People are not realize, oh, I'm not supposed to manifest. They did manifestation anyway through their desire or their expectation they're having of the outcome. So therefore they're attracting more of the same things because of all those negativities. The last thing you want to do is to do that, okay? So sage will help you join this wood chakra practice. This is the end of your reading. May you find light from your spiritual guardian. One card reading for Roxanne. I'm going to use the guardian angel card here about your guardian angel. You have at least one guardian angel who lovingly oversee all the events of your lives. It want me to use pearl because it's beyond this current lifetime. Your guardian angel is the messenger of life whose divine mission is to protect and guide humanity along its sacred journey. It's talking about your sacred journey. It's not only the physical side of it, but also your spiritual side of it. Its love for you is unconditional, so no matter what you do or don't do, you are always worthy of its love. It's a beautiful message from your spiritual guardian. May you find light from it. This is the remorseful heart, 25. But let me go to the guidebook here. They want me to read this guidebook to you. Dear heart, I know you. You have made some questionable choices and injured other souls. At times, we all need to reflect on our thoughtless, impulsive, and sensitive behavior. The remorse you are feeling can be of great use for your future development if you can genuinely learn from your past experience and make a choice to act in a benevolent way. If it is a particular person you have hurt with your callous words and action, take an opportunity to express your new understanding and genuinely ask for forgiveness when it is appropriate. If that is not possible in person, then do so in your imaginations. And make sure it's come from your genuine heart, okay? Their soul will hear you even if they are on the other side of the planet or no longer resides on Earth. If, on the other hand, you decide to push your guilt down, you are likely to end up with a variety of unpleasant ligaments. At times, forgiveness might not be directed to another, but to yourself in order to let go of the old and open the door for the futures. And I hope that you hear this message to heal your heart. May you find light from your spiritual guardian. Using the guardian angel card for you, Cari, is a trust card here. You are looking at a situation from a purely physical perspective, so therefore you cannot see the bigger picture and the blessing interwoven within your life events. And your guardian angel urges you to trust, for all will work out in the best way possible as long as you are in the light. Let go of your fear and apprehension and allow its healing energy to flow to you. Trust, for all will heal in way you never thought possible. So this is a it is a direct message from your spiritual guardian affirmation as well, Cari. I have to twist some wording for you, okay? It's a full card. Desires. You're holding on to your desire deep into your heart. They affect your overall well-being, Varshini. They drive you. They drive your thoughts. They drive your decisions, and they also drive your actions through your day-to-day life. And your guardian wants you to understand that what's motivate you. Those desires are coming through your feelings. Sometimes you're aware about your feelings, sometimes you're not. And that's where the problem is. They affect your overall well-being, your soul, heart, mind, and body. Sometimes you get illness because of that particular reasons. Illness come in all variation forms, not just physical illness, right? You could have mental illness, emotional illness, spiritual illness. Remember those 4 aspects of your life, okay? Chariot. It's supposed to be a successful card. And I'm seeing some success in your life. Whatever desire that you have, But why do I feel like some of them are not your desire and you still unable to achieve them? I feel like somebody influenced you or molded you to give you certain ideas that that's good for you. That's the direction of your life should take. And you go along with that because it feels like it's a societal conformity to listen to parents. That's what I'm getting, the word parents. Perhaps you look up to them for guidance for a long period of times. And they do influence you the most. For some reason, one particular parent does influence you the most than the others. It's great to have close bonding with parents, but at the same time, you can lose yourself in that, unable to discover who you are because of that type of influence, because that feeling that you have for them, like an authority to you, like a guardian to you, like your closest, human being that you could ask for, right? It's like you don't really ask for, you're just born with that. Just another expressions, how close they are to you. So whatever you have achieved so far also tainted with darkness behind it in that background. That's something you need to open yourself up to realize what they are, unless you're still in denial about the influences, to pull you away from your authentic self. Now, this is the Magician card. I think this current lifetime, there's some spiritual calling for you. I feel like you are aware the light side to life. She did transform. You did transform to some level of that. You have some success of releasing that specific negative emotions. You've been through hardships on certain particular situation in life. And they are beautiful things, Varshini. It's trying to affirm that. It wants you to keep going. The spiritual guardian saying healing doesn't stop just right there because you have particular situations calling out to you to release certain negativities. But can you dive deeper into yourself to continue that? So that way you can totally be in the light, so you don't have to keep allowing the darkness coming back to you to sink your vital energy. That's what I'm getting here. You need to open your heart and soul to receive, to embrace that inner awareness. Life does not need to be just physical side of life, but there's also spiritual side of life, and that's where your soul is.
It's calling out to you to connect to your higher self. Let that be your guide. Let that be your inner voice. Inside of it, it contains the offended version of you. Can you let go those attachments that are still influencing you to block you from getting in touch with that higher self at a much more deeper levels? So be courageous and take that leap of faith to walk this spiritual path in this current lifetime without any belief from anyone's. Is this the next one, right? Why am I going backward? No, this is the one. I don't know why I flipped the card the other way. The Egg of Swords. It's about how you self-inflict by those influences. You can't tap into your free will. Varshini, do you know you have the free will? Are you still allowing emotions get the best of you? Are you still allowing emotion to control you? Yes, it's not just the outside influences. Those influences already create something in you and your inner world, so automatically create those feelings that you might think that, oh, I'm just born with it. Everybody have them. It's just so normal. But your guardian is saying, no, you just don't have that self-awareness so deep within you to realize those are not the natural things. You just don't realize, oh, your inner world have created it because you choose those desire, because you allow those influences to get to you, to intrude your inside. So therefore you lose your soul, the only way of your own creations, your inner world. I hope you realize you can recreate your inner world. You can take control of your inner world. You can have the awareness of your inner world if you so choose to. So pull those sore out. Its sore is like a burden. Its sore is like an influence. Its sore is like a false belief in you. You can't pull them out. Why do you think it's so heavy? Why do you think that it's impossible to move this sore, pull it out of the soil, pull it out of the ground? Why do you feel like it's stuck there? But I'm just expressing it through your heart and soul that you might not even realizing that you can pull each one of them out. Perhaps you think it's too normal. Oh, just the way I am. It's time to rethink, time to change your perspective, to think outside the box. The Queen of Swords. Something deeper in you causing you this heavy. It's not just a burden, it's just pain. Some sort of relationship in the situation causing you the pain, the tears, sometimes nightmare from your subconsciousness. Are you aware of that, Varshini? There's some sort of romantic relationship causing this heartbreak, separations, no contact, ghosted, wondering, is that all there was to it? Wondering, will you one day have this reconciliation with him? Your guardian saying is, why are you still carrying these burdens? Why are you still longing for these individuals? Have you done enough self-reflection about this pain? Have you done enough reflection about this fear? Have you done enough reflection about this idea of love that isn't the unconditional love? And it's not even the true love that you really deserve. Varshini, how are you loving yourself? If you love yourself through negativities, that is not loving yourself. I hope you'd hear this higher calling to tell you to reverse this process. Take those negative feelings, recognize each one of them, and alchemize them into this positive light, so-called unconditional love. And you know you can release your negative feelings. It's not that you haven't done it in the past, long time ago. You can do that. Bring out your innocent child to change your perspective about your past situations. Do you have to will them? Do you have to will them with your judgment? Do you have to will them with negativities? That's where your judgment coming from your negativities. Do you recognize each one of them so you can do something about the transformation that you so need? Take care of yourself first. Why holding on to someone in the past no longer in your life when you should take yourself a priority? It's calling out to you to love yourself unconditionally, Varshini. No matter how much tears that you shed in the past, you can. But that is just a feedback to you how you haven't loved yourself through your own tears. Not that you need to shut your heart to stop the tears. It is asking yourself to release that specific negative emotions like you have done it before. Does this sound familiar to you? Go back and see how you have done it in your past. You can't replicate that again to release that negative feelings. The Knight of Swords. I just talk about that through channeling, so I don't need to repeat this. It's just about the idea of how you need to go back to your past to release those negative feelings because you have done it before. Empress. Don't get stuck in the shadow work. Do your inner work. That's what I'm sending this huge reflections behind her in the shadows. Nothing is permanent. No negativity is permanent. It is calling out to you to realize the truth, not the false belief that people are trying to tell you. Are you still seeking answer on the outside but not the inside of you, Varshini? You know, you need to reopen this inner voice again to connect with your higher self. You have it, and you can get it back. Don't lose that connection because of the outer influences. The High Priestess, wishing for the star. No such miracles, Varshini. The spiritual is not a wishing well, so stop listening to those human material as thick as this book and even thicker. Listen to your higher self, what it is that is trying to tell you through your crown chakra. You know, the basic 7 crown chakra. If you have hard time connecting to that, it's time to ground yourself. for your root chakra, R-O-O-T. It want me to type it for you for some reason. It's important to ground yourself so that way you don't let external influence to get to you. So that way you're not allowing desires to cause you inner chaos. That's why you have to ground yourself for this root chakra where she's sitting, right? That's the base. It's not just about the physical self, but you need to integrate your body, mind, heart, and soul all together to imagine this grounding effect on you. It's to silence, to be still. Do not be like her praying. There is no miracle again. Be still, release all thought, desire. No manifestation. There is no blessing. Varshini. Being here with this reading, it's already a blessing. This isn't about blessing for your personal desire. Look, you've always been blessed through that soul levels, but don't ask for it. Don't expect any outcome of it. That is the most important thing. Otherwise, you're going to get stuck in that codependency. Again, the external side of it, because all those human creations are influencing you. Hierophant, this inner voice, this higher self, has so much inner knowledge, so much inner guidance. You've been through not only this lifetime, but you've been learning some sort of soul lesson in the past lives as well. It is worth understanding that, because this inner guidance knows a lot more than this human creation here. That's why it's asking you to stop seeking answer on the outside. Seek within you. That's where the light is. Your soul has a sea of light that is your soul blueprints. Utilize it, activate it, connect to it. Let that be your guide. Intuition is your natural soul gift. You can activate it, Varshini, but first do your root chakra. Then later on, it want me to type it for you. Third eye chakra. You want me to type that as well? Crown chakra that I mentioned. Don't type it? The third eye chakra is more focused on the intuitive side for activation, but this is not something that you should be doing. For some reason, it wants you to stop doing the third eye chakra. You need to ground yourself so that way you're not sucked into negativities, negative energies for some reasons in the past. Perhaps you're praying for miracle through whatever, for some reason, religions. I'm not sure what religion or how deep you are into that commitment. It isn't good for you to do that. You might have activating something to attract more of the same thing, because your desire tended with negative emotions, causing the negative energy to intensify. Be aware of that, not to manifest anything. It is about manifest. It's more about healing your soul to return to your true energy. And that's one of the higher purpose. This life purpose is to heal your soul. The lovers. Just give me a moment. I need a cough drop and I'll be right back. There is a beautiful love in the future. That's what I'm channeling here. Someone will come into your life. It's asking you to not to expect, not to ask, not to anticipate. You don't want to engage in such desperate energy. Varshini, do you understand you need to work on your negativities? Those things that I mentioned about come from negative emotions. They do cause delay in this special someone. So remember to work on your negativities. So that way you can become this loving person through unconditional love. Love yourself unconditionally, Varshini. Do not try to attach any external things to love yourself. Loving yourself is only from the inside. It requires nothingness to love yourself. It requires nothingness to love yourself. If you can achieve this mastery to love yourself, this loving energy will automatically attract this love in your life. Remember, your negativity repels this loving person. But however, your loving energy attracts this person's. And that's how this universe will work automatically, right? Not in your favor or not in your unfavorable situation. It has nothing to do with that. People tend to think this way, good or bad. But no, Varshini, it is about your energy, what you're creating inside your inner world. Remember, your soul automatically create energy through the emotions that you practice. Be aware of that. You're on twin flame journey. Your guardians just want me to affirm that to you. This is about your twin flames in the futures. But it is also about your twin flame journey now. You gotta walk this path on yourself, by yourself until then, until that defined timing. This is the last card for you, the Emperor. Something about authority. Authority in your life, in your social circle, in your work circles. Want to send this as a warning? What's going on? Work related? Is it possible of leaving the work? Be mindful of your attitude toward your boss. Stay positive. Don't judge this person's individuals. For some reasons, more than one authority here in your work environment. Negative attitudes attract negativities. Regardless of what happens, have faith in this spiritual journey. You We have to work on not judging the situations in a negative way. If you know you have resentment, anger in any way, time to release them. Don't wait, don't postpone, and get stuck in reactive phase and not do anything about that. That is a big no-no, right? You need to work on releasing your negativities. Anything else about wealth? What's that mean? You cannot ask for it. Whatever comes to you regarding resources. Well, I call it resources, wealth, however you want to take it. Do you want me to say finance particularly? Yeah, it want me to confirm about the resource finance in terms of wealth. They use this ancient language, but in the modern days we call it finance anyway. So you cannot really ask for it. And I feel like high above the divine said, if this is your destiny, this is your destiny. It doesn't matter what you do, you're not gonna get it. So I want you to embrace this destiny. Don't judge, don't expect about outcome, don't try to anticipate. When that happens, all you do is just look for it. Be patient. If it's impatient, it's being triggered, release it, Varshini. You don't need that type of negativity to attract negativity. If you're having fear, release it, Varshini. If that's causing you insecurity, remember, you're going through cycling about your negative emotions through life events. And you have to embrace each of your life events to release those negativities. If you're stuck in living in the physical perspective of life, and that's where you're going to get stuck at. So you need to look at yourself at the soul level, not from your body level on survival. Do you know why you're on survival? Because you're practicing fear-based of living. This is not a love-based living. Love-based living is coming from unconditional love. How much you love yourself. So let go of preference. Don't judge. Don't expect. Live a simpler life, Varshini. How much do you really need? What do you really need for the most fundamental basic of living? Have gratitude. Simplify your life. Be in peace. So you're not having this turbulence inside of you just because your life situation will change. It changes every day. No particular moment in time is exactly like previous moments. Remember, embrace all life events to help yourself through those emotional triggers. Do immediate self-reflection and release what is necessary to heal, so that way you're not stuck in negative energy to attract more of the same thing and sending more. Guide you in here. May you find life from your spiritual guardian. 3 card readings, 3 card tarot spread for Emily. Multiple deck here, but let me skip that and jump right into it. 49, Spider Woman, co-creation. This is the theme here. Want me to say the main message. You must be accountable for your own creations. Your desires are not authentic enough. Have you truly reflected on them? Or are you still so-called in desperation about those unauthentic desires? You know, they belong to your ego, right? Your egoistic self that is driven on the outside but not on the inside. So, active with the physical life form and still forgotten about your spirit self well-being, despite your heart has burned. So you must repair yourself. Otherwise, you don't continue to get stuck where you are through cycling through one kind of manifestations. Something that you're not prepared for, you're not ready to commit. It's asking you to be humble as well. Don't think that you know everything. You tend to judge people too quickly because you're so focused on the outside and forget that you're not being humbled. And you forget that you need to release your negativities. You know, the judgment that you use, it's also reflecting on your inner world, the type of negative emotion that you're still practicing. And you still forget to release it when you're being triggered by it. So help yourself to recreate a beautiful inner world. That is the main theme. But then you tend to dismiss or ignore that side of you so need. This is the second card from the conscious spirit. The first one was from the Goddess Power Oracle. This particular one is guidance from above. Spirit awakening. Soul purpose. Allied to all aspects of your life to the fullest. It's still being dismissed, your spiritual guardian said. Spiritual awakening. You're codependent on me to do that. You're still codependent on me, Emily, after all these readings for you, and you think that coming back to me for answers. And why not being independent? I did quite a bit of spiritual awakening in the past couple years for people. They are able to pick that up and be on their own. Why? I think they're very spiritually inclined to understand it. They're so in touch with their spirit guide, so they don't even need me to read them anymore. Just one or twice, they're really take off with their spiritual journey. So what is your problem, Emily? Codependency, so strong. And I remember I told you one time you're going through spiritual awakening with me. It is a blessing from above, Emily. But I cannot continue to do spiritual awakening for you. You have to do it yourself. The question is why you're stuck in the physical life form on the external side of it and not doing your inner work. That's your spiritual guardian is asking you. Are you even aware of that, Emily? You know, you're supposed to embrace all life events that's coming to you. It doesn't matter how fast they come to you. Do you have any idea how many cycles that I go through in each day? Couple dozen sometimes, non-stop. When it comes to me, because I'm at advanced levels, I have so much awareness that I'm able to pick up my own negative emotion and I need to release it right away. I don't even have time. Even doing psychic reading live with people, I'm doing cycling at the same time, doing readings. And a lot of people are not even aware that I'm going to share that with you, to share my experience with you. That you have to take this very seriously. And it's a warning from your spiritual guardians now, telling me that, in a word, it's critical to healing your soul. If you were not willing to release your negative feelings, if you're not willing to awake your spirit soul to know that, oh, I'm practicing this negative emotion right now. I'm getting triggered through this life situation with whoever that I'm interacting with. I'm Sunny. Yeah, I'm practicing this negative emotion through this interaction. I have to stop this moment to realize what that is and release it. And I hope you realize this. There's a high calling for you all this time, for extremely long time, actually, even from your past lives, not only this lifetime, Emily. And I feel like you're stuck in storylines and not realize it's not just about living. You cannot live for darkness. As human soul is not born to have darkness. Just because your ancestor chose to practice darkness, but if you continue the same path, you're going to get stuck in this darkness, and that's what you're going to attract. And you don't want me to reach you anymore in the future, because when you have situational problem and then you come to reading and ask about it, that's not how it works. That's codependency. Your spiritual guardian tell me that's laziness coming from you. Yeah, easy way out, taking advantage of the situation, whatever resources you can get and do it. It doesn't work. Your spiritual guardian knows you from lifetime after lifetime. You cannot get away with anything. I'm just telling you, divines know everything about you. They are the creator of your soul. They don't create your body. Your parent did. Human race forgot they have co-creator. They forgot they have a spiritual guardian. You don't realize it until you die, and then your spirit, your soul leave your vessel and then go back to heaven and say, oh, your spiritual guardians are asking you the same thing over and over again. Just because you don't remember this lifetime doesn't mean it didn't happen in your past. Your higher self knows that, Emily. Awake your soul, not through my readings. And that's what it's trying to tell you here. You self-efforts. No amount of reading like this can help you. You can only help yourself. I even have to help myself to heal. Do you know how long it takes to heal my own depression that caused by my dysfunctional family? Over 3 decades, Emily. That's how much effort that I have to put in. It's not just through my spirit guide guiding me through every step of the way, but I'm telling them I'm going to do it on my own. That's the determination. That's the courage. The leap of faith that I have from the spiritual. That's why I did what I did as of today. Even today, I'm still taking this spiritual journey because I understand the darkness, the inheritance, how damaging this world is. And I feel like you're stuck in your personal problems. Do you understand how dark this world is? Why are we at war? Why are we killing? Why people are so discriminating? Why people look at people with status? Why culture influence people so strongly? Why there's some sort of standard norms? Such discrimination as well cannot embrace human being as human being. Why is that, Emily? If you can only look at yourself, that means there's selfishness in you. You didn't see a bigger picture from a humanity standpoint. Look around you in this world. Something is happening. Even in this country, in this America, if you're in this country, just on my local news, 2 kids having guns got shot. Good thing both of them survived, like 2 or 4 years old. Somehow got a gun, playing like a toy. It's loaded, and shot the other 2 years old. A 4 years old kid shot the 2 years old because an adult left a gun on the table. Do you see that kind of things going on in this world? Because they chose gun, allowing people to carry guns. I can sit here and talk about all this darkness going on, try to explain that to you, Emily, but if you're not willing to do it yourself, there's nothing can be done for you. That's called hopeless, your spiritual guardian said. You're going back to your dark path. Doesn't matter how many spiritual awakening readings that I'm giving you. And this is another warning. Is there any more to say about spirit awakening? Bad dragon. Judgment. This is about soul below position. This is from a physical perspective. The previous one from as above is the spiritual perspective, okay? To help you understand something. It's about your judgment is so strong. You're not understanding how you form judgment. I thought I did talk about it in the past readings. Doing so much excessive reading for you, it's not good. Honestly, I even tell my spirit guide I don't want to do so much reading for this one particular individuals because they dismiss a lot of stuff that I said. Like I'm repeating myself. Yeah, judgment from your past experiences, from your past life. Your past life have judgment. Why? The past experiences, through those worth of life encounter you did have. They carry forward in this lifetime. They do repeat and they do intensify. Because you get stuck in those negativities and they turn into judgment. As simple as that. If you're experiencing some sort of accident, for examples, you use that as a judgment because why? It causes you fear. It causes you want to protect yourself from this life-threatening situation, like car accident. Oh, after this, I got internal rib fracture or bruise or something, right? Coming out of that accident, then you get fear out of that kind of accidental trauma. And when you drive, if you're driving, right? I'm just giving an example, hypothetically. If you drive in the future, you're going to have this fear again because of that accidental experience. Do you see how that judgment form? Then you're going to live in fear forever until you realize, oh, I cannot do that. I cannot allow that one accidental experience to cause me to have fear. Every time I get triggered by it while driving, I'm going to have to release that fear. And that's part of the process of inner work. That is the part of the process of soul healing, what you need to do to release that fear through that life events, right? Or life encounters, wherever every time you go out and drive. I hope you see where is your spiritual guardian is telling me to give you this very blunt example of what's going on with life situations. The question is, are you going to turn off your judgment to stop using that judgment? Or are you going to turn it on to awaken your spirit self? To say, oh, I'm seeing life encounter differently now. I'm going to embrace every single moment to make sure I do some deeper self-reflections on my own negative emotions so I can learn to release it ASAP. Don't sit on it. Don't think about it. Oh, what this person is doing to me. Oh, why nobody's talking to me. You can always talk to your spiritual guardian like a friend. Just because you don't see it, that's because you don't hear it, doesn't mean you don't know it. You know your spiritual guardian. From this question, you're stuck in your life situation. Emily, go back to that twin flame reading that I did for you and Jose. You don't need to ask me anything. It's already in that reading. Are you even aware how deep that reading was for you? To nudge you to take a light path. You should go back to those readings. I don't need to do any more of those relationship reading for you at all. This is about self-relationship that you don't get, Emily. You keep asking about somebody else. Why are you not asking about yourself, Emily? That is your biggest problems. You gotta change your perception. You gotta change your perspective. If you're not willing to do the inner work, you don't need to come back for more reading from me, okay? My entire statement is so deep psychic reading for emotional triggers, self-reflection, and soul healing. It's always about you. It's never about Jose. It's never about Jules or anybody else in your life. If you don't take yourself priority, you don't need to ask me for any more reading. Is there any more to say for Emily here? It's another warning. Every single card from your spiritual guardian, it's a warning to you, Emily. There's nothing more I need to do for her, right? So next time if you're here, just go dive right into my Pinterest and look for collective readings, okay? That's what I'm suggesting. They're free. Use your intuitive ability to see what you need to do if you're ready for inner work. And this is the end of your reading. May you find life from your spiritual guardian. One card reading for Chelsea, Star C. That's what I'm going to use. There's an abundant card here. When your heart intention is to serve humanity, door of abundance naturally open. So you got to understand your heart desire. Do you have the right motivations? If it's coming from personal gain, it's never going to work. You got to understand universal love. If it's guided by universal love, then that is the right direction to be guided. And here, may you find life from your spiritual guardian. Nisqa Galactic. There's one card waiting for Sunita that's using Gateway of Light activation here. Venetian Galactic Consults. Let me see. Venetian 162. Want me to confirm something? You are a star seed. Your soul is not from earth. That is the affirmation from your spiritual guardian. Anything else you want me to talk about here? You're here to shine your light on earth, to experience the human dark sides. Your origin wasn't like that, whichever constellation you're from. Galactic Council. I don't know why it want me to say the word Galactic Council for you. So you have a special connection at your higher self. Being a starseed, there are different types of starseed. I mean, you can Google starseed. It might tell you something to get started. But you must trust yourself from the inside. Don't allow those informations wherever you research to stir you to focus on the outside, because know that you always have answer within you. Everything in your community is a type of support to help you to go through the necessary healings. As I mentioned, is here to experience the dark side, but you need to go through the process of healing that dark side so you can go back to your roots, right? Because the place you're coming from is not this type of human darkness. It's coming from the light, the unconditional love that is trying to say, the world you came from, it wasn't like this earth. I think there's a contract, perhaps there's a soul contract calling for you that you agree to experience this, so that way you can find life within that, to heal yourself. Another saying, if you don't go through what other people go through, how would you know what's happening, right? This is like a hand-on experience for you. Anything else? So it wants to tell you that, so you have a deeper understanding. Perhaps you notice something special about you, something unique about you. Maybe you don't even resonate with the humankind. Maybe that's why you're isolating yourself early on in your life, or something like that. Maybe you don't have those close connections with this human ways or something. That's what I'm getting, if that's what causing you to isolate. So I didn't notice that until this reading, Sunita, why you're so different, right? Because of the star seed. Anything else I need to tell Sunita? Be a light worker to spread your light. Do not let fear get in the way. Bring out your inner courage to shine your light, Sunita. Not just only to experience the dark side and to learn how to heal yourself so you can return to the starseed soul, but at the same time, you're spreading your light to let the human race to feel your light too, to be a guiding light in this community. So embrace all the life encounters have to offer you. Do not walk away from this human race. They do need your light. This is the end of your reading. May you find light from your spiritual guardian. One card reading for Doris using the Gilded Tarot Worlds. This is a full card here. It's more like an astrology deck, this particular one. Flying in the air. Like juggling with all those astrological sign here. What is this trying to say here? To embrace the universe. Take a leap of faith. To connect with the signs. Spiritual signs. You have spiritual signs, but then you dismiss them, or you don't think they're signs. You feel like they're just normals. Sometimes you feel like, oh, it's just normal stuff that you see, you hear, but somehow, sometimes you have this inner sensation that you dismiss. Your guardian is nudging you to embrace those signs, Doris. I think those signs are directing you to something. They want you to dive deeper to understand those signs, like a communication to you. The spiritual is communicating to you through those signs. There's a number signs. Sevens. You see the pattern of sevens, like repeating to you, calling out to you to take a leap of faith in the spiritual world. Yeah, there's so much to learn about your spirit self. So much that you need to know about your soul. Anything else? More number sign when you see the 3. It's about individuals, right? It's about you, the self. And you need to focus on that. You need to shift your focus on the inside, not on the outside. Anything else about the 3? Anything else I need to tell her? Words. The music that you hear with lyrics. There's some specific words in the lyrics. It's speaking to you, talking to you. Do you sense it? Anything else? Words can be through conversations. Words can be something that you read or you hear from someone not directly to you. So those words are trying to tell you some things. So pay attention to them. Don't dismiss them. If you need to write them down, hey, I picked this up, jot it down. Perhaps when you accumulate something, there may be something, they're all somehow connected, the messages. Then you might see there's might be a cycle going on in your life that you're supposed to work on, some sort of soul lessons, some sort of self-improvement that you're supposed to do through those cyclings that you're in. So so yeah, it wants you to take a leap of faith to go deeper into that. And I'm guided to end here. May you find light from your spiritual guardian. Card reading from Manilyn using the star seed here. This card says stillness. Reflect on this moment with love, kindness, and compassion. It needs to be still. When your inner world is still, then you can reflect better on what kind of emotion that you are having. Guide to end here. May you find light from your spiritual guardian. This is the one card reading for Tonya, Oracle of the 7 Energy, card 30. Shining through. Self-expression without filter or mask. So that way You can bring out your authentic communication. And this is the end of your reading. May you find light from your spiritual guardian. One card reading for Vallary. I'm using the Lover's Oracle for you. This message said, when you pass from this world, you take nothing with you, but your soul and the memories you have shared with those you love. Well, there's also indication that you have a few past lifetimes as well. Is there anything else? Yeah, you still have unresolved karma from your past lifetimes. Just be aware of that. And it's quite familiar in this current lifetimes, whether you're aware of that or not. And this is the end of your reading. May you find light from your spiritual guardian. One card reading for Nia. Guided to use the feel wise. This is this feel wise is not really psychic reading deck. It's more like a therapy deck. Talk about emotions. But let me see the flow card here. See the back, what it's saying. Enjoyment of a given task. That is the main theme here. Are you fully engaged and absorbed in the activity you are currently undertaking? Do you feel a sense of effortless focus and concentration on tasks at hand? Are you experiencing a loss of self-awareness and a feeling of timelessness while engaging in the activity? It feels like if you really enjoy what you do in each moment of your life, then you really, into that. And it's become so effortless in whatever you're doing. It shouldn't feel like, oh, this is too hard or this is too easy. When am I going to finish it? And that kind of thing. You don't have to constantly there's another form of feelings into doing this giving task. If you really enjoy what you're doing, you won't question any of those things. You don't put a time frame on it. You don't put try to anticipate something else, and you have more awareness in whatever you're doing because you're enjoying it. So I think this is try to flow. Do you see this happiness in the face? I'm happy living. I embrace my life, whatever comes to me, whatever task that I need to, so I don't define what that is to me. I'm just happy to experience life. I think you need to cherish this lifetime. Nia. So be a more happier person when you allow things to flow through you. I hope you incorporate all aspects of your life, body, mind, heart, and soul all into oneness, making sure all aspects of your life are singing. So that way you're not trying to anticipate something else or, thing or giving you some sort of a negative feeling with a negative thought, about whatever you're doing. So this is the annual reading. May you find life in your spiritual guardian.